Hello students, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. If you really want to grow as an enterprise, you have to learn to delegate. So the bottom line is, if the matter is not a decision for the president or you, delegate it. So hold on to that thought while I explain delegation of authority. So let's start with delegation. Now, delegation is transfer of authority from the superior to his immediate subordinate. So when the superior gives some part of his work to his subordinate to do it, and along with that he transfers certain amount of his authority to the subordinate, then this is called delegation of authority. It is between two levels, the superior and the subordinate. And by doing this, the manager can concentrate on more important matters. Now let us understand with the help of an example. Now, it is the relation between the superior and the subordinate. Let me give you an example. Suppose the marketing manager, he tells the salesman that whatever is to be sold, you can sell it on credit only if the amount is above 500. If somebody buys goods below 500, don't sell it on credit. Udhar mat bechna. So you can sell goods on credit only if it is above 500. And saying that, the marketing manager, he goes for his own job. Now the salesman is there in the shop looking after the sales. So one client comes who is an old customer. He's been coming to the shop for a number of years. And that client purchases goods which totals up to 499. And the customer says, I've always been buying it on credit. I've never bought it on cash and I'm not even carrying cash. Now what should the salesman do? If the salesman sells it to him because he's an old customer for 499 on credit, then he's not listening to the marketing manager. Then the marketing manager will say, why did you sell it when I told you not to? And suppose the salesman does not sell it for 499, then they're going to lose a very valuable and an old customer. So therefore, the salesman is in a fix. Now, what would you do if you would be in this situation? Think about it. I'll give you a solution. But before that, I'll explain what delegation is. This is delegation of authority by the superior to his subordinate, by the marketing manager to the salesman. So by now you must have thought of the answer. What the salesman did was he bought a toffee for 1 rupee and put that in the bill. Now the bill became 500. Now it could be sold on credit, and he ate up the toffee himself and returned 1 rupee to the customer. So this is how he managed to wriggle out of such a tricky situation. But basically, delegation is giving of work and along with that authority by the superior to his immediate subordinate. It is at two levels. Now, in delegation of authority, we have authority, responsibility, and accountability. In the example that I've already given, let me explain what authority is, what responsibility is, and what accountability is. So when the marketing manager told the salesman that you can sell goods below 500 on credit, then he was giving authority to the salesman to sell any goods below 500 on credit. That is the authority the salesman had. He could make credit sales. Now, it was the salesman's responsibility to understand it. It was his duty that he does not do anything wrong, that he sells goods above 500 on credit and below 500 on cash. And suppose the salesman doesn't do it, then he's answerable to his superior. He's answerable to the marketing manager. That is called accountability. So if the salesman does not listen to what the marketing manager says, then he's accountable to the marketing manager, and marketing manager can question him as to when you were clearly told this is what you have to do, why did you not do it? So this is the process of delegation. It is also called the steps of delegation. Now let us study each one of them one by one. Let's first start with the authority. Authority means the right of an individual to get the work done from his subordinate. This is the power that the superior has to get the work done from his subordinate. And authority is the highest at the top level, and it flows downward from the top to the bottom. And authority only determines the subordinate superior relationship, because the subordinate will get his authority from his superior only. Then come to responsibility. Responsibility is the obligation or the duty of the subordinate to do the work that has been assigned to him. And responsibility flows upwards. The subordinate is responsible to his superior. And there should be a balance between authority and responsibility. That means they should commensurate with each other. They should be equal to each other. Otherwise, the work cannot be done. Now comes accountability. Accountability simply means answerability. The subordinate is answerable to his superior. Just like the subordinate is answerable to his superior, similarly, the superior is answerable to his own superior. So, accountability flows upwards, and accountability cannot be delegated in any case. Accountability cannot be delegated at all. Now come to the relationship between them. Now, relationship between them is that authority is delegated, that is delegation of authority. Responsibility is assumed. It has to be assumed by the person to whom the authority has been done to do the work. So responsibility is the obligation or the duty, and it has to be assumed by the subordinate, and accountability is imposed. Accountability has to be put on you. You have to be made accountable for the work. And also, responsibility is derived from authority. First you get the authority, then you are made responsible for that. And accountability is derived from responsibility. So those people who understand their duty and do it well, then they only understand their accountability. So like the diagram drawn here, first comes authority, then responsibility, and then accountability. Now come to the importance of delegation of authority. First of all, effective management. When the superior passes on some part of his work to his subordinate, then he is able to do his own work much better, because little bit of his work is being done by his subordinate, and therefore he is able to function in a more efficient manager, as an efficient manager. Then employee development. Now what happens to the employee or the subordinate? Now when the superior has given some part of his work to the subordinate, and the subordinate is doing that work which was actually the work of the superior, then this leads to his own development. Let me give you another example here. General manager wanted to buy some copiers for the organization. So he took his purchase manager with him. Now these photocopiers were to be purchased in the name of the general manager. But he took the purchase manager along with him, and he finalized the photocopier, and he signed the check for the amount, and he told the purchase manager to close the deal and get the photocopier delivered and installed. Understand what all the functioning is, what the guarantees, everything the purchase manager was supposed to do. Now these photocopies were to be purchased in the name of the general manager. It was his work, but he took his subordinate to get that work done. So this was delegation of authority. Now what happened, that purchase manager also got to know how to buy the photocopy. He learned so many things. So development of employee takes place with delegation of authority. Then motivation of employees. Now this purchase manager who went with the general manager to finalize the deal for the photocopier, his self-esteem must have increased, because he felt that my boss has faith in me. He took me because he thought that, yes, I'm the right person. He left all the work to me. He did not stay back the entire time. He left the work for me and went about doing his own work. So tomorrow, if somebody is to be considered for promotion, maybe he'll suggest my name. So the self-esteem and the confidence of the employee increases, and this leads to motivation of the employees. Then facilitates growth. Now when the people working below you, they are as capable of doing the work as you are. You have been giving a part of your work to your subordinates all the time, and they're also learning the tricks of the trade. Then in that case, they become ready to take up any job. So this facilitates growth. So if the organization wants to expand or take up any new project, they already have people who are quite experienced to be able to do that job. Then basis of management hierarchy. Now delegation, I told you earlier, also is between two levels, between the superior and the subordinate. So the management hierarchy becomes very clear. You know who is your superior, from whom you have to take authority. You are accountable to only one superior and not more than one superior. You are not accountable to any other superior. Every subordinate has only one superior. So this establishes the management hierarchy. Then better coordination. Now, whenever all the departments are clear, superior-subordinate relationship is clear, and all the duties have been assigned very properly, then this leads to coordination, because each department is able to do the work they have been told to do, and therefore this leads to better coordination. Now, let's do the difference between them, between authority, responsibility, and accountability. The meaning: authority is the power that a superior has over the subordinate, that is the right to command. Responsibility is the obligation or the duty, and accountability is the answerability of the subordinate to the superior. Then delegation, this is a very important point. Authority can be delegated. Responsibility cannot be entirely delegated. Please remember that. And accountability cannot be delegated at all. Origin, authority arises from the formal position that you're holding. So you have authority according to the position that you have. The higher the position, the more the authority. And responsibility arises out of the authority that has been passed on to you to do the work. And accountability arises out of responsibility. Then comes the flow. Authority always flows downwards from the top to the bottom, and responsibility flows upwards from the bottom to the top. You are responsible to your superior, and accountability also flows upwards. So this is a comparative analysis of the difference between them. That's all in this video, students. I hope you liked it. Please press the like button and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.